This is a review that's going to go over 3-2, the whole test over slope and y-intercept, parallel, perpendicular lines. So the first problem says, use the graph at the right to answer the following questions. Write an equation of a line that is parallel to the line graphed. Okay, parallel means that they're going to have the same slope. So really, all I need to have on this line is figure out what the slope is. So I'm going to start here with this y-intercept, and I'm going to try and figure out the slope. Up 1, 2, 3, and over 2 looks like the slope. Let me check again. 1, 2, 3, and over 2. Yes, so the slope is 3 over 2. So if I write an equation that is parallel, I'm going to have y equals 3 halves x. And I can use any y-intercept. I can even leave it like this because my y-intercept is 0. The next question says, write the equation of a line that is perpendicular. Perpendicular means you're going to have the opposite sign. Well, this line right here is positive, so it's going to be negative. And then it's going to be the reciprocal. And that means that I take this number and I flip it over. So it becomes 2 over 3, and I'll put the x in there. Y equals. It does not matter what y-intercept you use. All that you need to know is that the perpendicular right here, you flip them over and you change the sign. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, those are the only two on this page. Here's the next one. Number 2 says, write an equation of a line that is parallel to the graph. Okay, parallel. Remember again, same slope. Well, which number is the slope? The slope is negative 3. So I get y equals negative 3x. And again, you can leave it like this because it's a y-intercept is 0, or I can make it plus 8. It doesn't matter what the y-intercept is. Number 3 says write an equation of a line that is parallel. Well, here's my slope. So I'm going to have y equals 1 half x, plus 100. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's a different y-intercept. Now perpendicular, here's the perpendicular. Here's my slope. My slope is positive. To be perpendicular, I need to make it negative, and I need to flip this over, which becomes 2 over 1. Well, negative 2 divided by 1 is negative 2. So my equation would be y equals negative 2x. Number 4, it says if the function 2x plus 7 is translated down 3 units, how would the graph of the new line relate to the original? Well, if I have y equals 2x plus 7, if I translate it down, that means I'm moving the y-intercept down 3 units. So my new equation is y equals 2x plus 4. So now you're comparing this equation and this one. Well, first off, it says the new line is parallel. It is parallel because the slopes are the same, so this is true. The new line intersects the original. No, that is false because if the slopes are the same, they are parallel. They do not touch. Next one says they have the same slope. That is true. This one says it has the same y-intercept. That is false. Then it says the lines are proportional. Well, what does proportional mean? Remember, it means it goes through 0, 0, that the constant is 0. Well, that's not true because these are 7 and 4, so this is false. The next one, these are the graphing ones. The first thing you're going to go through and do is graph your y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put a dot. Then you're going to do the slope. The slope in this first one is 3 over 4. It's positive. It tells me to go up 3 and to the right 4. And on your test, you need to make sure that you are showing the points. If you do not graph the points and you just draw a line there, it's not going to be counted right. I go up 1, 2, 3, over 1, to the right 2, 3, 4, and put a dot. I go up 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, as long as you have 3 points, that is fine. Make sure that you draw your line. Now let me add a question to this one. What is my y-intercept and what is my x-intercept? Well, first off, my y-intercept is right here. There's my y. So I have 0, negative 6. What is my x-intercept? Here's my x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8, 0. Okay, the next problem. Plot the y-intercept plus 2. The slope is negative 3. You have to put it over 1. This number is telling you to go down 3, and the other one, the bottom number, is telling you to go to the right. So you're going to start at your y-intercept. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1 and put a dot. Now if I wanted to go backwards, I'd have to do it all, go the other way. I have to do all of it backwards. Up 1, 2, 3, to the left 1. These are enough points. I'm going to go ahead and draw my line. Number 7. Some people tell me, well, I don't know where to start because it doesn't have a y-intercept. It sure does. It's plus 0. So you're starting at the origin right here. Now the slope for this one is 1 over 3. It tells you to go up 1, to the right 3. So I will start at the origin. Up 1, to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Up 1, to the right 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. Now if I want to go backwards, I'll go down 1 and to the left 1, 2, 3. I will draw my line. 3 or 4 points is enough. And there we go. Number 8. I'm going to plot my y-intercept, which is negative 9. My slope is negative x, which is negative 1. You put that over 1. It tells you to go down 1 and to the right 1. Well, I go down 1 to the right 1. That's not, I mean, it helps me, but I can't go any farther, so I need to go backwards. I'm going to go up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, and I'm going to draw my line. The next one, plot the y-intercept negative 5, and my slope is 2, which is 2 over 1. Tells me to go up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 2 to the right 1. Now I can also go backwards and go down 2 to the left 1. And I'm going to draw my line. Number 10, plot the y-intercept plus 3. The slope is negative 2/5. Go down 2 to the right 5. I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 2 to the right 5. I can also go up 2 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to draw my line. Number 11. Number 11 wants to know the equation of this line. The first thing, I know I need to find my slope and my y-intercept. My y-intercept right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 0, negative 4. Now my slope, my line is decreasing, so my slope is going to be negative. Let's see, if I go down 1 and over 1, not quite there. If I go down 1 and over 2, it's too far. So if I go down 2 and over 3, it looks like it hits. Well, let's test it again. Down 2 to the right 3. Oh, that works. Down 2 to the right 3. So my slope is negative 2/3. To write your equation, remember y equals mx plus b. Y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. Okay, the second one on letter B. I need M and B for my y-intercept. My y-intercept is right here at 2, 0, 2. My slope, the line is increasing. It is going up, so it's going to be positive. Up 1 to the right 1, nope. Up 2 to the right 1, not quite. Up 3 to the right 1, looks like it might be it. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Yes, it is. So I have 3 over 1, which is 3. So I have y equals 3x plus 2. Now to check it, I would put this in the calculator. I would go to y equals, put in there 3x plus 2 and press graph, and make sure that you got the right equation before you go on in your test. Here's the next one. It says Mary works for a telemarketing sales firm. She earns $20 per sale plus $10 for showing up. Okay, and it gives us this equation. It says to graph the situation. Okay, so it's going to start at, now one way, if you don't know what to do with the y-intercept and slope, you can put this in the calculator, press second graph, and plot the points. But I know the y-intercept is 10. The slope is up 20 over 1. 10, 20 over 1. Up 10, 20 over 1. Up 10, 20 over 1. Up 10, 20 to the right 1. Okay, so here is the number of sales. Now, should I draw a line through this, or should I keep it as dots? You want to keep it as dots because this is the number of sales. She's not going to have a half of a sale. They're not going to pay her $10 for getting close to a sale. So it needs to be the dots. Now it says, if Mary makes 15 sales in a day, how much will she earn? You can go in the calculator and look and see where x is 15. What is y? You can also do 20 times 15 plus 10. Well, let's see, what is that? 15 times 20. That's 310. Now it says, suppose Mary earns $20 per sale plus $25 for coming to work. What is the equation that represents this situation? Y equals 20x plus 25. So how does the graph compare to the original? Well, let's see, I start here at 25 and I go up 10, 20 over 1, up 10, 20 over 1, up 10, 20 over 1. Well, okay, these have the same slopes, so these are going to be parallel. Now it says, what does the X-intercept mean in this situation? I kind of laugh because does it cross the x-axis? Does it touch it? There is none. Okay, so let's try the next problem. Maybe. There we go. Here we go. It says, if the function y equals negative 2x plus 1 is translated down 5 units, what's the new equation, new function? Okay, I have y equals negative 2x plus 1. Now you can graph it if you want to, but I know that if I translate it down 5 units, it changes my y-intercept, so I will subtract 5. Well, now what is the new equation? Y equals, the slope stays the same, 1 minus 5 is minus 4. There's your new equation. Y equals negative 2x minus 4. Number 14. Okay. Now, if you want to graph these two equations, you can. Or you should be able to look at these and figure out what's the same and what's different. Well, look right here. Oh, let me find the right thing. This, I have 4x and 4x. What is that number? That number is the slope. What's the same is the slope. What is different is those last numbers right here, and what is that? The minus 1 and the minus 6. That's the y-intercept. If you wanted to graph them, you could put them into y1 and y2 in your calculator, press graph, and see what the difference was. All right, here's the next one. Put it in order of the steepness. Remember, the least steep means the flattest. And to be the flattest, that means it's the closest to 0. And to be the most steep, you go and you get to the bigger number. Well, what I would tell people is that a lot of times with these fractions, it's easier for the slopes. Well, first off, let's identify those. Here's my slope, 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 slope. All right. So let's change these fractions to decimals. If you take 4 divided by 5, that's 0.8. 0.25. My slope here is 3. Oops, right here it's -1, but I'm not worried about the negative. It's a 1 and a 0.5. Okay, so now, what is the number that's closest to 0? 0.25 is closest to 0, so this is the flattest, least steep. Then I go to 0.5, then 0.8. I'm getting farther away from 0, then 1, then 3. Okay, the next one says use the tables to find this information. What is the slope? Remember, slope is delta y over delta x. Right here I have -5. Right here I have +3. So my slope is -5 over 3. Now, my y-intercept, here it is, 0 and -5. The x-intercept, it's already in your table, right here. You get -3, 0. To write your equation, you just need your slope and your y-intercept. Y equals -5/3 x minus 5. Now to make sure and check that you did it right, go to y equals in your calculator, put your equation in, and press second graph and see if that table is there. The next one, number 17, delta y over delta x. This is +4 over 1. My slope is 4 over 1, which is 4. Well, again, my y-intercept is in my table. Here it is. I have 0, -8. My x-intercept, there it is with the green, which is 2, 0. For my equation, I need my slope and my y-intercept. Y equals 4x minus 8. Here's the next one. It asks us to write an equation, write a function that is parallel to this one and has a y-intercept of -3. Remember when they are parallel, what do they have? They have the same slope. So I know that my slope is -2. And there's my y-intercept. So my equation is y equals -2x minus 3. This next one tends to trip people up because it's still talking about the lines being parallel. So I have y equals -2x. That stays the same, but now I need to find the y-intercept. And some people go, oh, well, you said that it can be any y-intercept. Well, not if they give you this. You need to go to the point 3, -2 and put a dot. Now, let's work on the slope, which is -2. We need to find the y-intercept because I need the line that goes through this point but has this slope. This is -2 over 1. Tells me to go down 2 and to the right 1. I need to find my y-intercept. If I go down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, I'm going the wrong way. I need to go back here to the y-axis. Up 2 to the left 1. Don't stop there. That's the x. Up 2 to the left 1. Up 2 to the left 1. Ding, 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 ding. There's my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4. There's my equation. Number 19. It says, write an equation of a line that is perpendicular to the function above. Well, I can't do anything yet till this is in y equals form. And actually, I wish these were switched up because it says write the function this in slope-intercept form. So let's do this first. Let's do b first. You need to add x to each side. I get 3y equals x plus 6. I'm going to divide by 3. And I get y equals 1/3 x plus 2. There's my equation. Now I need an equation that is perpendicular. Remember, perpendicular means it crosses at a 90-degree angle, but what I have to do is I take this slope, 1/3. I need you to flip it over, 3/1. Now this is positive, so it becomes negative. So my new equation is negative 3x, and you can have any y-intercept you want. It doesn't matter what the y-intercept is. Number 20, we have the x and the y-intercept. The x-intercept, remember the y is going to be 0, so cover up the y. I get negative 5x equals negative 20. Divide by negative 5, and x equals 4. So my x-intercept is 4, 0. Now my y-intercept, I'm going to cover up my x. And remember, I've got 0 and then whatever the y number is. So I have negative 4y equals negative 20. I'm going to divide by negative 4. Y equals 5. The next one, the x-intercept, I know that my y number is 0, so I'm going to cover up the y. I have x equals 12. Well, that's easy. That's all I need to do. The y-intercept, I have an x number of 0, so I cover up the x. 6y equals 12. I divide by 6. Y equals 2. Again on 22, the x-intercept, cover up the y number, because the y is 0. I get 2x equals negative 12. Divide by 2. X equals negative 6. Okay, well my y-intercept, I'm going to cover up the x because the x number is 0. I get negative 4y equals negative 12. I'm going to divide by negative 4. Y equals 3. Next one, graph the line having these points. The x-intercept is negative 3, 0 and 0, 2. So just plot those points and then draw the line to connect them. Now when it wants the equation, well, first off, my y-intercept, I already have it. My slope, I go up 2 and over 3. 2 over 3, the line is increasing, so it's positive. Y equals 2/3 x plus 2. All right, here's the same type of problem. 5, 0. And my y-intercept is 0, 4. Plot those points. Draw your line. Well, I know my y-intercept, but what is my slope? Well, I'm going down 4, negative 4, and over 5. So my slope is negative 4/5. Y equals negative 4/5 x plus 4. In this problem, you're going to, let's see here. Let's see if I can get my pen working. All right. Well, to find the y-intercept, you're going to cover up the x. I get negative 4y equals 8. I will divide by negative 4. Y equals negative 2. So I have 0, negative 2. Here's my y-intercept. Now my x-intercept, I'm going to go and cover up the y. I get 2x equals 8. I'm going to divide by 2. X equals 4. 4, 0. So I'll go over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can draw my line. Now so I graphed it. Now to write my equation, I need to find my slope. Well, I know I have y equals, to find my slope, I'll go up 2 and over 4. 2 over 4 reduces to 1/2. Your equation should be 1/2 x minus 2. Next, it wants to know the slope of the line. To find the slope, we need to solve for solve for y. Negative 4x plus 2y equals 8. I will add 4x to each side. I get 2y equals 4x plus 8. I will divide by 2. I get y equals 2x plus 4. My slope is right here. It is positive 2. So I put the positive, and I'm just going to put the 2 here. Now you could put the put 0.000, but you don't have to. You can just leave it like that. Here's the next one. What is the slope of the line? I've got negative 4x plus 4y equals negative 8. Remember, we're looking for the slope. We're going to solve for y first. I'm going to add 4x to each side. I get 4y equals 4x minus 8. I'm going to divide by 4, and I get y equals 1x minus 2. My slope, here's my slope. It is positive 1. Next, answer the following questions. What is the y-intercept? Here is my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 6. The slope, well, it looks like I go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1 and over 4. 1/4. My equation, y equals 1/4 x plus 6. Next one. Which equation describes it to the right? Now we could go and you could solve each one of these for y and put it in slope-intercept form and put it in the calculator and figure out which line this is. Or, like what I'll do is I'm going to go right here and I've got my y-intercept. So that is 0, negative 4. Let me figure out which one has that one as a y-intercept. If I cover this up, I take 12 divided by 3. Y is positive 4. It's not A. Let me cover up the x here. I get negative 12 divided by negative 3. Again, that's a positive 4. That doesn't work. Well, let's see. Right here, I take negative 12 divided by 3. Ooh, y is negative 4. That might work. Let me try this one. 12 divided by 3. Y is 4. Well, that's not right, so my answer is C. Next. Okay, well, what I would do is I'd find my y-intercept first, right here. 0, 2. Okay, so let me cover up my x. I have 12 divided by 6. Ooh, y is 2. That's good. Let's see, this one right here. 12 divided by negative 6. Y is negative 2, so that's not the right answer. Right here, 12 divided by 6. Y is positive 2. Oh, that could be an answer. This one right here, y would be negative 2, so that's not right. So now it's A and C. I need to go and look at my x-intercept. My x-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 4, 0. Well, let's see here. I'm going to cover up this, and I get 12 divided by negative 3. X is negative 4. Well, I hope this one down here works. If I cover this up, 12 divided by 3, yep, y is positive 4. My answer should be C. 31. What is the y-intercept? The y-intercept is right here, which is also in my equation, 350. Oops, should be 0, 350. And what does it mean? Well, 350 is the amount on the gift card. So, this, you know what, they have this backwards. The number of manicures and pedicures, that should go down here, and the balance should be on the Y. Okay, so what does this mean? This is the amount on gift card. My slope, what is the slope listed above? Well, let me skip that for a second. Let's go to the X-intercept. X-intercept is right here, which is 14, 0. What does that mean in the problem? It means that after 14 mani and petties, the gift card is used up. The gift card has a 0 balance. Well, the slope. I know that my slope is going to be y per x. Well, let's figure this out. I go down 350, so negative 350 over 14. So if I divide that, which, let's see here, let me grab my calculator. I'm going to get 350 divided by 14, which is 25. Oh, why did I even do that? Silly me. That's right here on the problem. It's negative 25. Well, what is that? It says is the cost with tip. Cost with tip. So basically the cost per mani and petty. Cost per mani and petty. Oh, let me see if I missed any of that. Oh, I got it all. Okay. Next, I'm going to skip this for a second. I'm going to go over here. What is the slope of the line? Slope. I have 10x plus 16y equals negative 32. You need to subtract 10x from each side. I get 16y equals negative 10x minus 32. I'm going to divide by negative 10. Oh, not negative 10. I am losing my mind here. All right. Divide by 16. Sorry. Now, this is my slope right here. Put negative 10, divide 16, and press math, enter, enter, and it will reduce it for you. Okay, well, if I divide each one of these by 2, I get 5 over 8. This is my slope. My next one, what is my y-intercept? My y-intercept is right up here, which looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 7. Okay, so now my slope, let's see, down 1 over 1, nope, down 1 over 2, or down 2 over 1, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it is negative 2. I'm going down 2 and over 1. My equation would be y, whoops, my cord got in the way. Y equals negative 2x plus 7. Now to write it in standard form, y equals negative 2x plus 7. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. I need to move this x to the other side. So I will add 2x to each side. I get 2x plus y equals 7. There it is. 2x plus y equals 7. Next one says write them in slope-intercept form. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract x from each side. I get 4y equals negative x plus 8. I'm going to divide by 4. I get y equals negative 1/4 x plus 2. Next one, I'm going to subtract 3x from each side. I get negative 5y equals negative 3x plus 10. I'm going to divide by negative 5. I get y equals 3/5 x minus 2. Next one, subtract 4x from each side. I get 8y equals negative 4x plus 12. Divide by 8. And I have negative 1/2 x. Well, when you reduce that, plus I'll divide by 4, so I get 3/2. And you can just leave it like that, or you can put 1.5. Next ones. I'm going to subtract 7x from each side. I get y equals negative 7x minus 7. Next one. Add 6x to each side. I get 3y equals 6x plus 3. I'm going to divide by 3. Y equals 2x plus 1. Next one. I'm going to, oh, now be careful, don't move the 3y, move the x. Minus 9x from each side. I get 3y equals negative 9x plus 12. I'm going to divide by 3. Y equals negative 3x plus 4. Now this one wants it to move it into standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. Okay, I need to move the x to the other side. I need to move it over here. So I'm going to add x to each side, and I get x plus y equals 7. That is standard form. The next one, I am going to add 1/3 x to each side. I get 1/3 x plus y equals negative 9. I'm going to multiply everything by this denominator by 3. So I'm going to multiply all of that. By multiplying by 3, it leaves me with the numerator, so I have 1x plus 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. Next one, I will have subtracted 3/4 x from each side. I get negative 3/4 x plus y equals 2. I'm going to multiply both sides by this denominator by 4. So I multiply all of that. I get negative 3x plus 4y equals 8. Let's go back to the other one I skipped back here. I didn't know if I was going to have enough time. All right, here we go. Let me move these up. All right. First off, let's look at this one already. What I would do is see, let's just start by eliminating what we can first. This is my y-intercept. Okay, so y-intercept is 3. It's not this one. Y-intercept positive 2, nope. Y-intercept is 0, negative 2. Yeah, that could be it. This one, nope. What about here? Delta y minus 9. Oh, well, let me see here. The easiest way, actually, I need to go up here. I was just trying to avoid putting it in my calculator. Let me turn on my calculator here. And this would be the best and easiest way to do it on your test. It just takes a while for it to come up. All right. Okie dokie. Go to y equals, put in there, let's see, 2/3 x minus 2. Second graph. Let's look and see if there's 0, negative 2. Yes. What about 9/4? There it is, 9/4. So I know D is the answer to number 33. So let's go up here. This is D. Let me erase all these other marks here. Okay, so we have now used D. Okay, look at 34. I need to move this 3 to the other side, so I would have y equals negative 3 halves x minus 3. Well, y-intercept is negative 3. That says 2. That says 3. That's not right. That says 2. Well, by golly, it better be B. And the way you check that is go in your calculator again. Put in there negative 3 halves x minus 3. Second graph. I've got, let's see, 8 negative 15. Yes. 4 negative 9. Hopefully that negative 2 zeros there. There it is, negative 2 0. So yes, B is the answer to this one. Okay, so now on the next one, I need to solve for y. I need to subtract, well, I guess I wouldn't have to do it this way. You could solve for y and put it in the calculator. You could do that. Let's do the x and the y-intercept. Let's try this. Cover this up. My y is going to be 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Ooh, that's there right there. Y-intercept is 3. That's not the right answer. This says y-intercept is 2, so it's one of these two. Well, let's look at the x-intercept. Cover up the y. 6 divided by 2. X is 3. X-intercept, sure enough, my answer is C.